Jasper. So I've been told I'm the warm-up act.
You are the warm-up. So the warm-up's always you're the headliner. You're the big ticket.
Come on, let's get real. I'm warm-up.
Lynette, firstly, I want to thank, not you yet. I will thank you, but I want to thank your team, the Singapore Tourism Board team. If you think about marketing challenges, marketing travel or marketing a country when you're not allowed to travel is tough. And we work with the consumer team, we work with the MICE team, and we've seen them adapt, and we've seen them change, and we've seen them get creative, and we've seen them be so supportive of the event industry at a really tough time. And I have to say, I've not seen another tourism board around the world do anything like them. So from me personally, to your team and you and everyone at the tourism board, I want to say thank you on behalf of the entire event business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jasper. Yeah, it's really the team and the people, and we just wanted to make this work. And I'm glad it's working for you.
Well, three quarters of the week through. So look, Lynette, you wear many hats. And I just want to talk a little bit about you. Events are back. What does it mean to Singapore to have, and I'm asking this as a purely selfish question. I don't care if any of you are in the event business or not. I am. But what does it mean to Singapore to have the events back?
Well, for starters, it means that we are all gathered here today, and I'm so happy to see everyone in the flesh. But, you know, on a serious note, as we head into COVID resilience, you will see the safe and gradual return of events like that. So, you know, it really augurs well for yourself and your team, and of course the industry at large. But a couple of other things as well. Perhaps I can touch on, you know, what's going to happen in terms of marketing, in terms of product and experiences, and of course in terms of industry capability. So these three things have been things that we've invested in throughout the past 2 years, right? We never left our foot off the paddle. So in terms of marketing, it has gone on, and what this really means with more vaccinated travel lanes, we will be ramping up our marketing to welcome delegates to events like that, as well as leisure travelers. In terms of product and experience development, in the past 2 years, even prior to 2 years, we've not stopped working with the industry and catalyzing the industry and helping them to develop innovative products as well as new products to launch when the pandemic ends. So you will see a slew, and it will be a gradual ramp up of new experiences. And last but not least, in terms of capability development, that has been something that we've invested tremendously on. So when we come out of pandemic and out of COVID, you will see the industry with new skills and equipped with a more digital and innovative mindset.
It's interesting. Tek Yin Lim, the CEO of Sports Singapore, was here on Monday? Sports Matters on Monday. And he was talking about events as well, but he was talking about the gradual return and just having to be prepared for literally anything at any time, right?
Exactly. I think one thing that's taught you and me and everyone in this room really is change comes fast, and when it does, you just need to react and make the best out of it.
Okay, so that's events. Let's talk about marketing, because we're here to talk about marketing matters. I believe this is your second last day as the global CMO of the Tourism Board. Okay, looking back, looking forward, what matters to you in terms of culture, people, in a marketing standpoint?
So I thought really hard about this question. It's a really tough one, looking back and looking forward. I guess I can talk about technology and innovation. I can talk about systems and processes, but I'm going to go back to looking back. I think one of the key major things that I've learned is you need to put people and culture at the heart of everything you do, right? And for STB, in terms of marketing, in terms of people and culture, we've invested tremendously in culture and in building up a culture of people who are excellent in what they do. We've invested tremendously, not just in marketing consumers, but in ensuring that the marketing skills and the discipline and the rigor is present in every marketer in STB. So we take learning very seriously, and that is about the people part, the internal people part of marketing. And culture, we must build up a culture. As you know, our mantra is being agile, bold, and creative. And we try very hard to live that on a day-by-day basis so that we can do the things we do. Like you've said, things happen at the split of a second. And secondly, in terms of people and culture, in 2017, as you know, we launched our brand, Passion Made Possible. And really, back then, we already saw that we needed to be really authentic about what we do and what we market and the stories we tell. And it's not just a marketing thing. I think marketing is at the heart of culture. Marketing shapes culture. Marketing reflects culture. And with that, we realized that if you're really talking about the destination, yes, you can talk about the beaches and the tall buildings and the zoo and the amazing precincts we have. But, you know, it's the people who've built them. So Passion Made Possible is about the people and it's about storytelling. And looking forward, I've talked briefly about being agile, bold, and creative, and that's the mantra we live by, and we do intend to keep that focused in STB as we head into this endemic mode with, of course, technology and innovation at the heart of what we do. We've set up a marketing lab to help us test bid new things like NFTs, which I'm sure you've talked about tremendously, as well as the metaverse.
What's the new role?
The new role? I'm going to be the Deputy CEO at the National Arts Council.
That's amazing. So you're going to be working with, I mean, it's a fantastic role. But when Lynette first told me, I'm so selfish because all these amazing Singaporean artists, musicians, creators, creatives are going to really benefit from, I mean, think about what, this isn't you know, this is your life, Lynette Pang, but think about what you've done, what you've achieved in your time at the Tourism Board. I mean, if it wasn't for Lynette, Music Matters wouldn't be here, Sports Matters wouldn't be here, Marketing Matters wouldn't be here. Lynette persuaded us to move it from another country.
And he rejected us 3 times.
11 years ago. 11 years ago. But, I mean, okay, so we'll come back to you in a minute, but back to marketing. Why do you think marketing matters?
Oh, where do I start? Well, before I go into what marketing matters, I've got something to tell, perhaps share with everyone in this room of marketeers. Marketing is a discipline, it's a science, there's a rigor to it. It's our responsibility as CMOs and as leaders to ensure that our teams believe that and they walk the talk. It's rigor, it's science. 2, it's also a responsibility to socialize it with our peers. Marketing, it's not about coloring the circle blue and arranging a font. Yeah, that's one of the many things we do. And it's also a responsibility to carry it to our board and to our bosses that marketing drives the bottom line, and marketing, back to your question, it matters because it can be a force for good. Early on, I talked about how marketing reflects culture. Marketing is in the midst of culture, but marketing shapes culture as well. So a lot of the issues and the conversations of the day, whether you've spoken about diversity in your opening, whether it's about diversity, the intricacies of that, the sensitivities of that, or is it about rallying people behind a cause? Marketing is there to educate and to bring people along. So we at STB believe very passionately that marketing is a force for good. For example, over the pandemic, we knew that businesses were suffering. And you know, we're the National Tourism Board, we bring people into Singapore. We don't usually market to Singaporeans. But as a force for good, we realized we had a role, we had a responsibility to drive local businesses. So we told Singaporeans, please, friends, family, rediscover Singapore, put your spend back in the economy and help the local businesses. And one little project that we did last year is called Made with Passion, where we put the spotlight on the little brands and the local brands because we were concerned that over the pandemic, it's really going to be tough to survive. And imagine all the creativity and investment that had gone into it. So Made with Passion is really an example of marketing as a force for good, to bring attention to perhaps little-known things.
Fantastic. Well, unfortunately we're out of time, but I just want to say one thing, and this is genuinely from me to you. You and your amazing teams over the last decade or so have taken the little red dot, and you won't mind, I'm allowed to say that, right? That's not rude, and turned it, 5 million people, into a global hub. You brought the Formula One here. I remember the year there was a renewal of the contract and you turned up at Sports Matters and you'd lost your voice because you had literally been negotiating for 36 hours straight with Bernie Ecclestone. You brought the Formula One here. You supported Crazy Rich Asians. You brought, you persuaded, Music Matters came here, everything else. I mean, Lynette, you've been amazing. So I'd like to, on behalf of all of those wonderful industries that I work with, and I've been lucky to work with music, sport, marketing, gaming, everyone. I just want to say thank you for making it matter. We wouldn't be here without you. But yeah, Lynette matters, and good luck with your new role. And I'm going to talk to you on Monday.
Thank you. And I want to say that people matters because of Jasper, that's why we have an event like that, because he's got the gumption and the imagination and the creativity. Thank you.
No, thank you. Lynette Pang.